Today I'll be working on a 2015 Kia Optima with a 2.4 liter GDI engine with a direct injection. So this guy, besides being loud on the fuel injection pump that it's got, it's being a little extra loud with the rod bearings way at the bottom. You can hear it from there. I'm not gonna start it right now because we already know when we know what's wrong with it. So we have that extra knock down there, and then we're gonna try to take it apart and see what we got going on here. To raise it up like how it is, we have this as a safety measure. That's up to you if you want to trust it. I'd say let's trust it. All right, we're gonna start by removing all the 10mm bolts, and then we're gonna go take first the first front cover on this thing. It's all metal or plastic, as we said it before. New cars are metal or plastic grade, but we accepted what we got. So here we go. We're gonna be saving our bolts in a separated container, so we know where they go. At least we know which area they are. We're gonna know these guys are for the plastic covers. Obviously you can do this by hand, but today we're gonna accelerate the process on this thing. Oh, there it is. First one bites the dust. There you have it. We'll continue to take this driver's side off. We're using our handy dandy Float ATF W1 from Honda. Thank you, Honda, for being multi-purpose. So we'll continue to take this off like so. Oh yeah, beautiful. Now we gotta remove these two Phillips screws that are down here. Careful. Okay. There we go. And that's one, and here it comes. All right. There's something holding us. Nah, there's nothing holding us down there. Okay. All right, we'll continue to remove the passenger side cover. We still have a 10mm bolt. Come on, cooperate. Looking at the camera, looking at the real life is a little complicated. Okay, this guy should be out. Just giving me a pain. There's one more over here. It's basically three of them. Oh boy, this guy's giving a fight. Alright, so this guy pretty much decided not to get out, so we're gonna just have to twist it until it burns the plastic, and it pretty much got off that way. But it feels like we probably won't need it. We'll see when we put it back together. Alright, after removing all these plastic little nightmares, we'll go ahead and drain the oil out. 17mm. Lefty loosey, righty tighty. Let's see. Oh yeah, that's why you gotta hit the gym, so you don't have to model these things as much. All right, let's see if we can use our old techniques. Pushing until it comes out. Okay, that didn't work out, but you get the point. All right, we're gonna go ahead and remove the serpentine belt out of this thing. I'm using a 17mm wrench. Probably a 16 is a better fit, but I don't have that on hand. But hopefully this guy gets it out of the place. If it wasn't hitting for this guy over here, it would be a different story. Come on. Just gotta get it loose. There we go. Oh yeah, I like when things cooperate. Yep, easy cake. Alright, after clearing that serpentine out of the way, we'll be working on removing this compressor out of the way. So in order to get that, you're gonna have to fight it with a small pliers, angle pliers or whatever, and then you're gonna have to clip on this thing. I don't know if you can tell, right there. You're gonna have to clip that thing out of the way, and you're gonna have to pretty much use in and out force, because it's really in there. You gotta take it out with all kinds of love, because if you break it, you're gonna be with no AC this summer, you're not gonna have a successful summer like that. So it's get that thing out of the way with a lot of care. Okay, safe and sound right there. Then now we'll go ahead and unclip this AC retainer. Let's see if we can get it right on camera. Oh yeah, it's coming just like supposed to. Okay, we'll get that thing out of the way. Okay, pretty much away from these hoses, because they might go drop down when you bring this guy out of the way. All right. Okay, now let's get ready to remove the 12 millimeter bolts. We're gonna start by the hardest one back here. This guy is the hardest bolt to get to. You're gonna have to use a wrench for this. Let's see, I don't know if you can barely tell while I'm sticking the wrench on. Come on. You might go, you put your hand above these pipes, these oil lines that are on top of the oil filter, so you can get access to this bolt and break it loose. Oh, come on, baby. Cooperate. Let me get the hand in there. Oh yeah. Love that sound. Sounds like butter. Let's do it again. Same motion. Come on. Oh boy. Yes, come on, just get that thing leveled up. And here we go again. Up. Alright, it should be easier, so it's not too bad. Okay. So after getting that difficult one, you still won't be able to, you might not be able to pull it out because you crash into this AC line. But as long as our compressor gets involved, doesn't really matter. The rest of them you can just easily get them with a regular 12 millimeter socket and a wrench, and you should be able to just get them out of the way, just like so. No big deal. I will start by this other one back there. I already got it loose, so that should be pretty much straightforward. If you can tell, there you are. Alright, now we'll work on getting these 3 bolts out of the way. I already broke them loose for this AC bracket, or whatever you want to call it. There's one. Come on, get out of the way. There's one. Okay. And the last one. This should get us out of the way, if possible. Okay, this guy's still in there. It's kind of dark in here, so there's one more over here at the front. Let's see if we can get it with just the little impact that I got. Where you go? Where you go, boy? There you are, right up by the pulley. Open loud. Yep. And this should fall right off, according to science. But science is always right, guys. Don't believe everything is on TV. There you go. Yeah, that's not too shabby. Alright, so all we got going on is a bunch of tins all around. around the gasket, the oil pan, and then two 12 millimeter 12-point bolts in there, because they thought they were funny doing this. Now this thing's probably holding something way back in there, so we'll just go ahead and see. Okay, let's get this oil pan 10 millimeter bolts out of the way. We got the long 12 millimeter 12-point bolts that go all the way up there. So let's get these guys out of the way. I'm gonna start here anyways, from the front of the one side of the front pulley. Let's see. No, yeah. Flojita y cooperando, compadre. ¿Cómo la ve? Okay, I should just redo that again. Okay. Having a drill actually really gets you some head out of the way. She's like a cheat code to this. It's no use bad language in here, because there's kids around. Well, not here, but maybe where you at. So let's not set a bad example. Okay, let's get them all out. Thank God drill comes with a little light that helps to kind of light up the camera. One, two more. Yeah, two more that you can see. There's a few more after that. I got this plastic thing out of the way. Yeah, this plastic little bridge that goes along. Get it out of the way, and then put the bolt back in the spot so you don't miss it, or you don't lose it, or you don't mistake it. Put it somewhere else. Got 3 more to go there. Okay. My face right underneath this guy, but I'm sure the gasket sealer is really tight in there, so I'm confident it's not gonna fall on top of my face. Alright, so now this guy didn't want to come by itself, but there it is. Alright, so let's see if we can pry this guy out of the way. Alright, let's get this oil pan out of the way. I think there's nothing impossible for our flat pry bar. It's kind of, oh yeah, that thing makes some sticky sounds. I really don't want to destroy this guy, because that will be a no bueno. Ah, come on, boy. Do you want to get out of there? Just keep prying out. Yep. Sounds really bad when you do that. Oh. Okay. We have to get it done from one side first, of course. Come on, bro. You know you want to get out. See that thing wanting to bend over. You don't want to do that, you don't want to mess it up. These bolts barely come with any torque. They almost pretty much came off by themselves. Okay. Come on. Let's be good for once. Oh yeah, that's bent. Let's see if we can adjust it back in place because that's not bueno whenever you bring the gasket maker. Okay, let's see if we can get it from here. The little nope. Come on, bro. Alright, there it is. You guys have it. Oil pan out of the combat. What else do we have here? Make sure we don't miss any bolts in the dark. Nope, should be in the clear. There it is. Pretty much gotta tug it out a little. No big deal. No big deal. Ain't that a beauty? Once we made some progress, we can start taking out this oil filter out to get as much oil out of the way. Been using this big pair of pliers to get a nice grip. Looks like this guy's been there for a while. This the 4th month of the year, and this thing was replaced on January 28th of 2025. Today's the 16 or 20 April 16 of 2025, so it's been about the right time, but probably not enough time because we still got the rods knocking on this thing. Oh yeah, get it nice and wet. Come on, get out of there for once before we all end up in an oil shower here. Okay, that's beautiful. So we're gonna let this sit for a little while, and then see if we can have drained as much oil as possible. So yeah. Alright, since we have these different size bolts on this bad boy, I have to label it in a way where they go on the same hole. Back at it again. Factory says that you're supposed to use new bolts whenever you do this procedure, but I'm gonna skip that for now because we're running out of time on this. So let's I'm gonna label. I came up with this torque sequence because I couldn't find one on the internet, but I think that this is as close as possible. One of them being this chart. I drew this chart on my own. That being the front of the engine, which is on the passenger side, and then we start with number 1 here, which will be this bolt right here, right there, and then we continue with 2 and 4, and then we go ahead with 6, and 4, and then we go to 5, forgetting how to count, and then we go 6, and that random one is 7. So I'll pull them out and tape them accordingly, so making sure we don't do any mistakes here, because we don't want none of that. All right, once you remove all the bolts and label them as such, you can see I got them right here. There's I can barely tell because my pen was kind of being a little pain in the butt, but there's a 6. We'll figure out what that is later. It's a 3. It's a 3. Didn't label the last 7 bolt because we already know it's the last one. So after that, just pretty much a dogfight between you and the oil pump and this chain and this tensioner. This guy will fight you not to remove the chain from the sprocket on the oil pump, but if you got strong fingers, you'll do it. You can get someone to hold the oil pump while you pull on this thing to get this loose from the oil pump. So that'll make it easy for you. All right, now we're ready to remove this other section of the oil pan. That's kind of dumb, but I mean, whatever. I'm not no engineer to tell them what to do. Oh, look what we got here. We got a dipstick. I don't think I can push it from here. I'm gonna have to pull it from the top. But there you guys have it. I'm gonna catch you guys after I remove all these bolts out of here, so we can get a better view on this push rods or whatever you want to call them. All right, you can tell that this guy had a neglected oil change. It's too dark in there, my boy. It's not a no bueno situation, homie. So okay, we'll see you guys when I will remove this part of the engine cover at the bottom. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, after a few hours of a lot of pain in the ass, I had to take two more of the transmission bolts up here that are not connected to the this lower oil panel, and I had to take this other one that's way up there under the shield, the heat shield covering this drive shaft, and I also took out the transmission mount or whatever, or guide or whatever that goes here. One of the bolts doesn't come out because it's just crashing into itself. So but after prying and prying and prying, after a while, finally got this bad boy loose, getting it in between this shaft. It's probably not right what I'm doing, but it did the job, which what matters right now. I think I was to get to the back of that, all this full access to these push rods or whatever. So we finally got a little traction down here. We can hopefully that thing doesn't fall on my face, but I don't know if you can tell, we got a little bit of access. Now we can pry in there a little more, little by little. The right way is to take the front cover off, but ain't nobody got time for that, so we'll keep prying along until it comes off. When pulling out that secondary oil pan or whatever you want to call that thing, this might come off. Also, it's loaded with a spring. It's part of the tensioner for this oil chain, and also you might get a little stuck in here on the drive shaft, but you can just pry it off. We get away with that. All right, that being said, let's see what we got. Of course, cylinder number 1. Let's see. Oh yeah, that's beautiful. That's a big no bueno. We got access to cylinder 4. That's pretty tight because I almost didn't need to do anything with it. I'm gonna replace the bearing regardless. Let's see what we got with number 3. Yup, that's a rock firm. And then we got number 2. This guy, I can't really tell if I got a wiggle or not. Pretty much no. Pretty much all the cylinders are in good shape, except for this number 1, the one that's actually making all these rattle noises. So we're just gonna replace all of them just to make sure we don't do this anytime soon. I'm gonna open this guy and see how our crankshaft is looking. Okay, we removed the bearings on this thing, on this rod or whatever. So as you can see, we're looking pretty rough. You can hear my nails scratching on it. That's a no bueno. I'll see if I can sand it and get it as smooth as possible, and see if we can get away with just replacing the bearings. I'll see how tight they seal on it. If not, we're just gonna have to replace the crankshaft. But there you guys have it. This is how we got here, and then pretty much everything is back in reverse, and wish is luck.